We are live. Hello, Karishma. Welcome.
Hi, Ryan. Hello.
So, Karishma, what was your situation when you first started coaching with me?
Um, Before I started coaching with you, I kind of just moved into Clydebank with my boyfriend, and I was really struggling to find um, a routine and kind of fitness into my life because I was struggling to find a nice gym in the area, figure out logistics, how am I going to get there? Um, so it was a bit of a struggle. Um, I had tried a few different gyms, and I just didn't feel like um, I enjoyed it or I could be consistent because of where it was. And I didn't really like the environment. Some of the gyms weren't really nice. And I had just really, I had previously had a good routine because I had previously lived close to a gym. Um, and I was doing my own thing. I was new to Glasgow at that point, and I was just trying to fill my life with other activities because I didn't have much friends. I didn't have much other things to do. So it was work and gym. But after moving here, I really felt like I had like a void because I had a desire to exercise. I had a desire to um, be active, but it was hard to figure out where do I start? What do I even do when I go into these gyms that I don't really um, enjoy? So I had a desire to incorporate fitness in my life, but I was struggling to do that. I didn't really know how to go about it, where to start. Um, yeah,
So, what were your goals when you first started?
I guess I when I first started. Like when I first started with you, or just generally when I first started on my own? Question for you, like goals for just myself when I started, like going to the gym on my own
Yeah, when you started with me,
with you.
yeah,
So, um, when I first started with you, it took me a while to obviously get to that point where I was like, yes, I'm going to do this. And my goals when I started with you was really just to make fitness a part of my life. Um, it was so to kind of learn to be confident in the gym, having a plan and a structured approach to like what am I actually doing, what am I actually working on, to kind of have some guidance, so that I could have goals because I feel like before having someone guide me, I didn't really have a goal. I was just going to the gym to feel like I was being active or that there was something I was doing for my body, but I never really had goals when I would go by myself. I don't know. I don't think I was ever working towards something. It was just me, the fact that I went to the gym and I did something. So when I finally joined with you, I felt like I had a more structured goal, and it was more going to the gym was more purposeful. Like I knew that what I was going to do, and I knew why I was doing it. I was doing it because I wanted to feel stronger. I wanted to get more toned. I always wanted to build my glutes and work on that and feel like I was actively doing that. Um, and now when I joined with you, I actually felt like I'm actually going to focus on this and um, having a goal makes you do the steps towards that, which I initially I think I wasn't really doing because I never really laid out my goal.
yeah. So, what made it important for you to make fitness a part of your routine and lifestyle?
Mhm. I think growing up, I always understood that being healthy and fit was important. I think growing up, seeing like family members, parents, um, get more unfit as they got older and not recognize the importance of a healthy lifestyle, and that should start from when you're younger and maintain that through your life. Um, I always wanted to kind of maintain that from being younger, and I also grew up being a bit more overweight or plus size. So this was something that I knew when I wanted to have control over. Um, And also with my career path of I'm like a medical doctor. Um, the things that I see every day, the kinds of things that I see that are preventable. And it kind of emphasizes to me that how important your lifestyle is. Diet and exercise is like the foundation of health.
Mm.
Um, um, so just kind of recognizing the importance of these basic things that we have control over that we take for granted. I wanted to feel like I was recognizing that and like nourishing my body the best as I can and treating my body the best as I could. And to be able to like shape your body the way you want and all of that. That's kind of what I want. And I think it can be a challenge to have to maintain fitness in your life with your schedule and all of that. So I think just having it in some way in your life, keeping it in your life in some way, um, so you'll never fall off completely. Like it's always there, in some way. So I always wanted that because I know my life can get hectic, but I want to feel like I can always fall back on my fitness and like I feel like it also is like a place where you can like when I feel like I'm working on myself on my fitness, I feel like it clears the minds. Like so yeah.
Mm. Beautiful. Thank you. And what was holding you back from pursuing your goals? I know you didn't necessarily have a specific goal at the start, but based on what you've said and the reason you got into the gym, what was actually holding you back from getting started with that?
So I suppose when I first moved to Glasgow, I had a good start. Like I was trying to make a start for myself. I think when you have a new environment, a new place, you have that opportunity to kind of make yourself anew a bit. And I did have that, but then moving to a new place, um, I kind of struggled with that. I was struggling with work. I was struggling finding time, finding a routine because I worked shift patterns. It was hard to find that motivation. Um, and as time went on, it just that desire to actually focus on my health and fitness kind of dwindled, and I kind of felt like this was not able to be achieved here. Because I couldn't find a place that I liked. I couldn't get to it easily, couldn't find the right time. So these are things that I thought were my challenges at the time. And at back then, I used to use like an this PDF that from a person I followed on YouTube that I liked, and I just used to use that. But then eventually, I kind of got bored of it, and I guess like um I just kind of put this at the back of my mind. I put the desire to exercise at the back of my mind. It was no longer like a priority, I guess. It was like something that I felt I wanted, but I didn't know how to go about it. And then I met you on the streets by chance. Um, and I think that planted that seed again for me. It was like, because I never considered personal training. I I thought, why do you need that? Like, why pay more for something? um, until I met you. And I was like, okay. And then we had a session. And that session, I was like, that was amazing. Like I was like, to be trained in that way, to be guided and pushed, that really planted that seed for me. And I was like, I want to do that. I want this, you know? So that was the start for me.
Amazing. Love that. So
Yeah.
you kind of touched on it already, but why did you decide to start coaching with me? So of course we bumped into each other by chance and then
Yeah.
like perfect place, perfect timing. And we done a session, but then I'm pretty sure after the session you were like, nah. But then after that, I think eventually you came round and then you decided. So what was the thing that made you decide to start coaching with me?
Okay. Yeah. So when we had that session where you introduced me to the way you do coaching and like how your sessions are, I really enjoyed it. And then we discussed price, and I was like, okay. When I went home, I thought about it a bit more. I was like, that's really expensive. And I think that was my biggest roadblock. I think if it was cheaper from the bat, I would have been like, okay, and might have gone into it, like sooner. Also, it was also logistics of how was I going to get there, but I sorted that eventually. Things aligned and I sorted that. But I think the biggest roadblock in my mind was the price. So at that point, then I was interested in a PT, but then I was like, do I go with Ryan or do I go with something cheaper? That was kind of my question. I think it took me a month or two before I actually said, "Okay, Ryan, I'm doing this with you." So I guess what happened between those in that time that made me say, "Okay, I'm doing it with you." I suppose it was just like I was following you on social media. I was seeing like more about what you stand for, what you want to offer, and I would always ask you questions as well in that time. But like, so if I trained with you, what's different with you compared to other people? Like, why is it this price? And you'd always answer honestly. And one of the things that you had said that I think stayed with me was that, you know, uh, my goals will become your goals. And I thought about that a bit more, and I was like, okay. Um, I think with time, I started to think I spend money on all kinds of things. I always buy things for myself. I love travel. I love to have new experiences. And why do I like to do that? Because I feel like it helps me grow.
Mm.
And I was like, this is something I've wanted all, like, I feel like I've desired all my life is to be fit. And I was like, why am I hesitating? And I was just like, just do it. And I was like, I'll do it for a month. And if I think it's rubbish, I can end it. So I was like, just just do it. And I think it just took me a while to commit to that, paying that. But once I started, I was like, I get it. It's worth it.
Mm. And you mentioned about you asked the question before, what makes my coaching different from, say, like another coach or my trainer,
Yeah.
another trainer? In your experience, what makes my coaching different? What made the training different with me compared to someone else?
I haven't trained with someone else per se to compare indefinitely, but I think what I liked about you was your mindset as well. I feel like you, in addition to being a really great coach with like physical things and like having a lot of experience and um, being a very good trainer, not like with the physical body, I feel like you also have a lot to offer um, with your mindset coaching and the way that you think. Because I think one of the biggest challenges in the gym is not just the physical thing. I think that actually is the easier part. I think it's really overcoming your mind and actually getting to the gym and overcoming the challenges in your day. And I feel like um, that was one of the bigger things. I think you talking to me every time we had sessions and ask me what were my challenges and kind of picking my brain as to how I can change my perception of situations and actually realize how it serves me and how challenges make me better, and applying that also in the gym. Like I feel like these are things that were special about you. And I think also I think you as a person was inspiring to me. I think like just knowing about your background and your growing up and your story, I feel like all of that just made me think that you were quite I liked I like your journey. I was like, if someone can go through such adversity and like come out like that, I was like, I thought that was really inspiring. And it made me look up to the kind of person that you were. So, and I think if you're looking for a coach and you're looking for someone to train you, you want to kind of admire them in some way, I feel. And I feel like you have such discipline and such dedication to what you do and like your brand. And I think that's why I kind of chose you as well. It wasn't just like anyone wanting to do PT. I feel like you have so much more because you really want to focus on someone's personal growth. Truly, I feel like this is your like your life's purpose. And I feel like when somebody makes this their purpose in life and dedicates so much of their energy and so much of their research into this, that's someone I want to train with. Like that's someone you want to give your time and like listen to, not just anyone, you know? So I think all of this is why I chose you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So next question I've got is, when did you first start seeing results from our work together? And what were they?
Yeah. So for results, so my initial goals were to feel more toned, feel stronger, just feel like fitness was part of my life and also like grow my glutes. So with regards to those, I think from the start, I feel like I would have seen results in that each time we trained or each time I came to the gym, I could do a little bit more, or my technique was better, so I could do it better. So for me, this was growth. This was like, I feel like this is not as hard as it was last time, or that extra plate that he's added, it hasn't phased me that much, or this drop set wasn't as bad as the last one. So just seeing that things weren't as hard, but then we were actually adding more weights, that was progress for me. And I noticed also, like for me, I always struggle with back pain. And I think being more active and actually working out, like I actually haven't struggled with that for since we probably started training. This was something as well. With regards to like physical changes, I think I wasn't too focused on this at the start. I was like, this will come. And it probably was after maybe the first month or so when I was thinking that I was looking in the mirror. I was like, yeah, I kind of feel like I feel like I look better. Like I feel like I've always felt comfortable with how I look, but I feel like when you consciously know you're working on something, it makes you more confident. Like for example, my glutes. Like I always felt like it wasn't nice enough. But knowing that I'm actually working on this part, I know it's probably looking better. And like I felt more confident about that, you know? So things like this. But I would say after maybe for 5 or 6 weeks is when I really noticed like my legs, like my muscles in my legs, I could like actually tense them and feel like that's more muscle. Like I used to, my sister would always tell me I was very soft. She'd always pinch me and make fun of me, like how my body's just soft. And I actually feel like my leg muscles, my arm and everything, it's more toned, you know? So I would say after the first 5 weeks or so is when I think the physical changes really were more apparent to me. But throughout the process, I would tell that I was stronger. And even now, when I go to the gym and compare what I can lift now or what I can do without whining or what I can push through, yeah, that's amazing progress for me.
Truly amazing. From all the whining in the morning, like morning day, yes, let's do it.
Yeah. And something I mentioned before is like the fact that in your mind that you're working on this, you're getting stronger. I feel like subconsciously you're like, you can push a bit more. So you push more because you know that you're stronger, you know? So this because I feel like before I I felt weak and I knew I wasn't exercising. So why would I be able to do this? Like I was like, I can't do this. But knowing that I'm working on this week after week, I trust my body can do this now. And like it just gives me that extra um push.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. So the next question, you already touched on it, if not completely covered it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So,
Okay.
what do you love most about working with me?
I love those. Well, I'll definitely say like so I had sessions with you like once a week. And I think it was like the part of the week I looked forward to the most. Um
Why?
I really why? I really just enjoyed showing up. Um and it was like spending time with a friend. And like it was just very fun. Um I felt like our sessions were very structured. We would always touch base that, okay, where are we at? Remind me your goals. Where do you feel you are with your goals? Um, and then just getting right into it to achieve as much as we can in that session. Um, I just felt very, I felt like I have, when I had you there to kind of guide me through and push me and have fun with it, I think I just really enjoyed those sessions. Um, it was very lighthearted, but also very, um, and also it was like a good challenge. And every time I feel like you would push me more than I could push myself. And then I would achieve that. I would be like, oh, I could do that. But with having you there, and like keeping me accountable and reminding me that I am strong and that I can do this. Um, I think that's what I enjoyed the most. Yeah. Having the accountability as well, because like I feel like if I know I booked him with Ryan, I know I need to go regardless of what my day was, I need to show up there and I need to give it my best because what's the point of having you if I'm not utilizing you to do my best? And even if I'm not feeling my best, you will push me until I can, you know, be that the best that I can be in that moment. Yeah.
It's a standard, right?
Yeah.
So, again, can I already answer this question, but I'm going to ask it again. What have been your results from the start up until this point where you're finishing up? What was the transformation you experienced?
Um, the transformation that I experienced, I would say it's on different levels. So it would be mentally. Initially, I feel like I have a better approach to the gym. Um, I feel like I have a bit more understanding of my body and my goals and what I should be doing in the gym. And also just mindset of overcoming my daily challenges to kind of just get myself there. So additionally, I would say it's kind of like changing my perception of my challenges and kind of finding ways to overcome that and realizing how they serve me. So that's one thing I feel like has kind of shifted in this time. And so that's kind of mentally. And then physically, I would say um, just being generally a fitter person, um, understanding how to use machines, how to have right technique, and just feeling confident and feeling like I go to the gym having a purpose. I'm not just going to just like do whatever. I feel like I know what my goals are, and this is what I know the steps that I need to take to achieve that. Um, so And I think that ties in with like mentally and physically. Um, and just feeling more comfortable and confident in my body and feeling stronger, um, feeling a bit more toned and feeling like I now have the foundation to kind of go and explore a bit more. Like I feel like now that I've had these 3 months and I wish I had more, that I have a really good foundation to like now go and try more things. Um, yeah, I think that's been the last 3 months for me.
Yeah. So in terms of the mental and physical transformation that you've experienced, like feeling more comfortable and confident in your skin, feeling stronger, how has that been a benefit to you in your life?
I think besides just being a benefit in being what it is, that you're generally stronger, fitter, and more mentally sound, I feel like it's benefited me to feel that I've achieved something, that this is a desire I've had all my life, and I've actually gone out, done the steps, and I've achieved that. I feel like that's done something for me. Also, ask me it again. Ask me it again.
How has it been a benefit to your life? I think you've covered it, like in terms of the like
Yeah.
significance of it. I think what you said there is pretty much nailed it.
Okay. Yeah.
A sneaky extra question.
Yeah. I think I will always look back on this time very fondly. I'd be very happy that I did it. Like I will never regret the 3 months or the money that I spent on it, because I feel like it's truly helped me achieve my goals that I never knew when in my life I would achieve it. It was something in my life I want to do this, but it was like I've actually done it. I've done it, and now it just kind of lays the foundation for greater things for me to achieve for myself. Um, yeah.
Beautiful. So, a couple more questions.
Yeah.
How do you feel now that you've finished coaching with me?
Oh, I feel my world can end. I feel devastated. I feel sad. Ah, I feel almost empty, Ryan. I feel um I feel like I wish it would never end. If I was still going to be in this country and live here, I would stay with you as long as I could. Um, I feel like I've gained a lot. I feel like I've enjoyed, I've grown. And despite being sad that our time is going to end, I'm really happy that I had the chance to train with you. Um, yeah, so very sad. Truly, truly sad, because I really feel like our time together was not just I was going to be my PT. I felt like I was meeting a friend um, that really cared about my goals for myself, truly making my goals his. And it's really bittersweet. Yeah. It's like I know you've left me with like a lot of tools that I can fend for myself and do things. mm, but yeah, I wish we could have more time.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
Karishma, I'm still here, just as
Yeah.
well have the internet and WhatsApp and the app and all the rest of it. We're still connected, still here. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Last question before we wrap up. So, who would you recommend my coaching to? What would you say to them if they were on the fence about starting with me?
I would recommend your coaching to anyone. Um, I think a lot of people might be on the fence. I think when people meet you, they feel like, this sounds great. I want to do this. And I think maybe they might be on fence. For me, was financially. I was like, that I felt like it was expensive. And I needed to justify to myself, like, why is it worth that much? What is it gonna do for me that someone else can't do for me or someone else can offer me? I could probably get more sessions with someone else, without, like, thinking of all these things and wondering, why was I still so drawn to just do it with you? I think for those people, I would say you have, I think, some of the best quality coaching that I've seen, the best. And in terms of, I think, just looking at you and what you've done for your own self and like challenging yourself with your bodybuilding competitions and all of that, I feel like that's someone inspiring that if they were coaching you, you would actually feel more motivated. Um, I think with regards to the financial part, I think it was very worth it for me. Um, Once you start paying it and you actually start the program, you do feel like you're getting your money's worth, that the training is of like the highest quality and the interactions that you have with you, having access to you all the time with like any questions at all. Um, the coaching app is like really very good. Um, I think everything that I did with you was of a great standard. And if I had to recommend someone and a thing that I had no complaints, actually, it would be with you. Um, I think you do give it your best, um, to the highest standard, and you're always trying to improve and always open to, recommendations and open to any criticism, which is great. Um, and I think if someone really wants to have personal growth, do something for themselves. So it's really an investment in yourself. Like, am I? It's basically, I'm asking, am I worth 250? Like, am I worth spending 50 to better myself? I am. So I might as well just invest that in you, because in investing in you, I'm investing in me. That's how I see it. Um, and I think it was one of the best investments I did in myself, because you're truly growing. You're truly becoming your best self. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
So.
I got goosebumps it. Well, what a way to wrap up this call. Oh, amazing, Karishma. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time for sharing your journey, and I hope that, I know that whoever's watched this will be somewhat touched by your journey and what you've had to say. So thank you for helping me, but thank you for also helping people like you who are considering the coaching, who probably have the same struggles, same goals, same concerns. Am I worth investing in? I don't know. Well, they'll probably know now. They've got more insight, more motivation, more desire to become their best selves because you've just shared your experience, your story. So, no, thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Anything else you'd like to add before I stop this recording?
Oh, I like to add.
Oh,
Is there anything else?
I've covered everything, but
Um,
just before we hit that stop button, anything else?
I don't think so.
Not long enough. Thank you. There we go. Stop.